So what is art therapy? Well, we can all draw simple pictures. As a child, we have probably all picked up sticks and drawn in the sand, or used our creativity in some way and not really thought too much about it. We have understood that it's okay to play, and children will play with images. But it's interesting because words really are just symbols for our experience. And in a way, what children do is that they create images as some representation of what they are thinking about at the time. And if we think about something like cat, for instance, the word cat doesn't look like a cat. It doesn't sound like a cat. The word cat is just a symbol for our experience of a cat. And so the drawing of a cat actually is something that is universal, that even if we don't know the word for cat, we almost certainly would recognise the symbol, the drawing of a cat. So really, art provides us with a different means of communicating something. And sometimes actually the art method for communicating something is better than words alone. Sometimes it describes things that are really hard for us to describe in other ways. Of course, art therapy is wonderful then when these skills are used really specifically with a lot of knowledge and careful planning. These skills can be used, for instance, for children who have a limited vocabulary to describe their experience. Art therapy can be used for people who've experienced trauma and for whom words are very difficult or painful to use to describe their experience. And of course, people who've experienced grief and loss, sometimes they cannot explain the deep, dark pain well enough with words. But an image, a drawing of very pained eyes, really frightened eyes in the bottom of a deep, dark hole spinning around, may describe the way that they feel far better than words alone. So art is something that is accessible to everybody. We can all do it. And when we realise that art is just a means of communicating a message to somebody, just like words, they are both symbols, but they're just different means of communicating our experience, then we discover that sometimes art has a language or an understanding that's different to words, but can sometimes fill the gaps that for some people that simply cannot be reached in any other way. Art can be incredibly powerful. This is why I love art therapy. I have seen people who have been through many rounds of verbal therapy and who have experienced lots of medication and lots of interventions and still really struggled. I've seen those people go through a course of art therapy and it has been life-changing for them. I think this is true for both children and adults. I really believe in the power of art therapy.